It's a sad week for those who love LawBreakers as it's officially shutting down. I'm talking all about that and more on this week's episode of Backslash. Hey, hi, hello everyone, my name is DirectXeon and welcome to my very first episode of Backslash. I'm really excited to be finally launching this brand new show after months of working on it, so here's the hope for more months and possibly years to come. Alright, enough of introduction, let's start with the news now, shall we? Well, today's first story isn't a happy one, as one of the 2017's least well-received titles, that of course being LawBreakers, is officially shutting down on September 14th. And in the press statement, the team said the following. In light of the unfortunate news regarding Basket Productions shutting down, we regret to announce that we will be sunsetting our support of LawBreakers on September 14th, 2018, as we are not able to operate on the game. Our servers will remain open until then and the game will be made free to play on Steam for all players effective immediately. Please note that any and all new in-game purchases will also be disabled and we will not be able to accept any refund requests. We truly appreciate your understanding in this difficult time and we want to thank you all for your support and being a part of the passionate LawBreakers community. Now, by least well received, I don't mean it got bad reviews because the reviews are actually pretty good. But as an attempt to push deeper into the futuristic shooters, the game failed to find a necessary audience to generate the money that's necessary to sustain the game. Just for the record, the closed beta peaked at 7,500 players on Steam, with only 60% of them coming back to the open beta and the full game when it launched later in the year. And here we are today where the game has a staggering average player base of 87 people worldwide. This is just 10 months after the game initially launched. This is a huge decline in player base and probably one of the worst ones. Just as a note, Titanfall 1 was also a victim of a declining player base, but it's still holding up way better on both console and PC 4 years later. I personally wasn't a huge fan of the game, but I'm still sad to see it go. I was however hyped for the game, but after I tried it out in the open beta, it failed to keep me in the hype zone for longer. So primarily because of a huge skill gap the game had, and I found the game sending out more of a competitive vibe rather than like, you know, have fun and play type of vibe. I am not a huge competitive type of person, so clearly this game wasn't for me. Either way, to close this off, I wish the best of luck to the team behind LawBreakers in the future titles, because this one wasn't their strong point. From the title that was released in the future setting to a title that's releasing in the near future, that of course being Fallout 76. Unlike the previous Fallout games, Fallout 76 is a multiplayer only game, and it is launching with, surprise surprise, a Battle Royale game mode. So far, the fans of the franchise haven't been giving a lot of information regarding the game's setting, and this is where things get interesting. Some of the biggest fans of the franchise set themselves to a challenge, and that well being a challenge to assemble the whole map where the game is setting in before the launch. With the limited amount of references the players got so far by watching the game trailers from E3, documentaries based around the game, and numerous clips around social media, they have come a long way. A user on Twitter that goes by the name Oscarlot posted an update 6 of the map they've been working on, and the results are just mind-blowing. Of course, keeping in mind that this is all fan-made, so don't be surprised if the official reveal looks a little bit different from what you've seen so far. Either way, congrats to the creators because this looks pretty convincing. This just goes to show how much effort internet is willing to put into completing a certain challenge. This is above and beyond of what I personally expected when I first saw this. So claps to you guys are awesome. And as for Fallout 76, it is coming on November 14th, so be on the lookout for that. Next up, let's drive into the world of Forza Horizon 4. Get it? Drive into the Forza Horizon, so no, drive into a racing game. Well, Turn 10 Studios, the developers behind the game, turns out they accidentally pushed that big red button before they were supposed to, and as a result, the game started preloading on Windows PCs. But of course, after that, the team immediately took to Twitter saying the following. Today, some of you noticed Forza Horizon 4 game files preloading on your PCs. This was not intended, and you don't have to do anything. The final game will download automatically when it's released. If you'd like, you can safely uninstall the downloaded files. But of course, this is the internet, so when something goes there, it stays there. This case is no different, as a person on Reddit decided to have a little bit of fun with the game files that have preloaded, and he managed to extract all the vehicles that are coming in the game at launch on October 2nd. I know there are people who don't like spoilers, so I'm not gonna show this in the video, but if you do want to check it out for yourself, there's a link to the Reddit post in the description down below. Once again, Forza Horizon 4 is coming out for both Xbox One and PC on October 2nd this year, so be on the lookout for an actual preload somewhere around that time frame. And I saved the best for the last, or cake icing if you will. Obviously I'm not talking about actual cake icing, it was just figure of speech, but I am however talking about Games Done Quick, or SGDQ for short. SGDQ is a biannual charity gaming marathon where volunteers speedrun through some of the hardest and biggest retro titles, along with new titles as well. The event started last week on Sunday and it is running throughout the whole week too. It's also being streamed non-stop online, and the best part about it is that all donations made during the event are going directly to the charity. The final speedrun is happening on July 1st with the game Final Fantasy VI, and it is expected to run for 7 hours. Whoa. I personally haven't watched any speedruns yet, but I do have a few on my watch later list. That's of course Halo 2 and all the Mario titles. And there is a lot of them, so I should probably take a day off to watch them all. Or maybe no, I'll do this after I upload the show. Yeah, that's gonna be my entertainment for today. Anyway, these are my most favorite speedruns, but now I wanna know yours. So the question of the day is, are you watching SGDQ? If so, which run was your most favorite so far? And which ones are you looking forward to this weekend? You can let me know in a comment section down below. And with that, we arrived at the end of the first ever episode of Backslash. Isn't that crazy, guys? I hope you guys enjoyed this week's show. If you did, you can check out more videos that I create by clicking on them here on the sidebar. Of course, you can check out my live streams as well over at mixer.com/DirectXeon. Well guys, I hope you have yourself an amazing weekend. It was a blast and I can't wait to see you guys next week. Take care.